doing some body work right now. Any tips or tricks in regards to painting a car outside, more specifically at a car wash during the late night hours, of course? Well, are you going to be doing it outside? You're saying car wash. Do you at least have a tent? Are you going to at least be painting under something that has a roof? Because that would be beneficial, you know, if you get a light drizzle or something. Kind of protect you from the elements. So I recommend at least having, you don't have to have a tent with, you know, all the sides on it. But I would recommend at least a tent with a top on it. And actually that's what we're going to be doing. That's what I plan to do with the Good Van project. I plan to paint it, part of it inside my little garage here, part of it outside. I might do the roof outside under a tent. Yes, and I would not do it at night. You get a lot of bugs. Okay, do it during the day. That's a good point, Darsus. I forgot about that, but yeah, come to think about it, you don't want any bright lights near your paint job at night because it's going to attract the bugs, and you're going to have a huge problem. So during the day, if possible, is going to be your best bet. So yeah, I would say, Jerome, if you have a little bit of time, hold out for a week or two because we're going to be painting this van partially. I want to get the roof done this week. Maybe outside under a tent. We'll just spray the roof single stage enamel, and then maybe we'll knock the body out in here. Okay. It's going to be a black and white mixture. So don't forget to sign up at the Good Van project at learnautobodyandpaint.com. You're going to be getting that for free. On Supernova guns, I don't know. YouTube it. I don't use them. The one that I use looks similar to it. It's the X88 by Atom. Do I have one here? This is the Blue Moon, Atom X88 Blue Moon version. This is the gun I use, and it comes with a gun butt ultra lighting system when you buy these at Zula.com, one of our proud sponsors. So check them out. I mean, you don't have to, you know, you get guns, spray guns are like shoe brands, guys. I mean, you test them out. You might like the feel and the way one works versus another brand. But I just highly suggest not to get cheap crap guns because you really get what you pay for. This one we did a review on. The first time I washed it, the coating came off. First time I washed it. Cheap gun. It was like a $30 eBay or Harbor Freight gun. Okay. Not really great quality. Here's the Atom X27. Comes with the gun butt ultra lighting system, so you could be painting and eliminate all your shadows and whatnot. Atom X27. This is another good gun. This is probably one of my favorites from the Atom spray gun line, the Atom X27. Working on a car roof with surface rust. What's the best treatment to use after rust treatment? Should I use etching primer? You don't have to use etching primer. You can just go over it with an epoxy primer. Okay, I like epoxy better. It's just, it cures better, and it's all you need. And then you could put a 2K filler primer on top of that without sanding up to 24 hours later. So as far as rust treatment, you could use any type of navel jelly. Okay, you just put it on, after you get it down to bare metal, you got your little rust areas. You put it on, and then you scuff it back up with 80 grit before you body fill it. So if you're going to be doing body filler, you're going to want to make sure to wipe that off. Sorry. Also, no need to spend 1K for a spray gun either. Yeah, guys, I mean, spray guns last as long as you keep them as clean. Okay, so you could have $1,000 SATA. You don't do too good cleaning it and upkeep and maintenance, it's going to go bad. Same thing with a cheaper gun, you know. So I like medium grade guns. You know, you spend $200-300, you get a good, decent build, excellent spraying spray gun. Check out the Atoms. Okay, Iwatas are also good. You got SATA if you want to go high end and spend a lot of money on it, but you could get 2 of these for the price of 1 SATA, and you also get the light system. So, you know, whatever. You can check these out at Zula.com. Roof is that wet on wet? No. What do you mean epoxy? So if you're going to be spraying a epoxy primer on top of surface, you know, sanded metal surfacing that you treated and you re-scuffed up, you got to let that dry. You let that dry, and then you could put your 2K filler primer on top of it. Okay, so about an hour afterwards, you won't have an issue. Okay, up to 24 hours. All right. Tony, how do you tell if your compressor is adding too much oil and water to the air? Well, that's why I recommend getting one of these. Do you have one of these? If you're getting too much water and oil in your air, you're going to start getting leaking and condensation coming out of your spray gun. You're going to get water in your spray gun. And possibly when you spray, you could have water particles in your atomized, you know, basically coming out because it's going through the airflow of your spray gun, and it could ruin your paint job. So if you're getting crappy paint job, like it's still coming out like sand, or you got bubbles in your clear or a base coat, probably means you got some condensation, water in there, or oil. I don't know. You shouldn't be having oil in there. You really shouldn't have oil in your air coming out. So it's very important to have a filter at your bottom of the gun here. Last insurance are like $5 each. They sell them on Zula.com as well. And make sure you have another filter off of your air compressor, ideally about 10 feet away. 10 feet of hose at least. So the way mine is set up, because I don't have a lot of wall space at the moment. Okay, so this is what we're looking at. It's behind the door. So I have my little filter there, but there's actually 6 feet of hose coiled in back of it. That orange hose. Okay, so it's from my compressor. I got this 6 feet of hose going to my filter over there in the back. You can kind of see it there. See, that's my filter where it filters out water and oil, but there's really no oil in it, okay? Because it's just compressed air. You shouldn't have oil in it. And it comes out to my line. And I got 100 feet right now, 100 feet of line, because I'm doing body work outside on the lawn. I didn't want to get my shop all dusty with body filler, so I'm doing it out there today. Do you charge the same for welding as paint work? I mean, hourly you could if you're doing welding and body repair. Yeah, why not? Charge by the job. Okay, that's up to you. And so on, so forth, base coat, clear coat. Primer until you cover or until you fill. So you put enough until it's enough. That's the simple answer. Okay, so enough is making sure you're covering or filling the scratches that are on the panel. So normally you're putting filler primer over sanded scratch marks to fill. Okay, because you want to get it smoother. We're filling out, and this is what I actually want to go over with you guys in another separate video. Let me show you. Okay. Okay, what you want to be doing is filling these sand scratches out. Okay, and the image here, these two images, basically the sand scratches sandpapers give you. So if you're using cheap crap sandpapers, you get an inconsistent cut that looks like that. This is why I don't like using Scotch-Brite pads, because this is what you get. I like to always finish sanding with regular sandpaper, a good sandpaper to give you a consistent, even cut. So you could fill over it with 2K, you could paint over it, it'll have good adhesion. It's even, okay? You're not getting this type of stuff, which actually shows that something like that is the reason why you could have scratches showing through your paint job, okay? Because you're using crap sandpaper or you're refinishing with Scotch-Brite like some idiots on YouTube do, okay? I don't like to do that, finish with this, unless you're gonna be spraying something thick over it, like maybe a single stage or a liner, a Raptor liner or some kind of bed liner, then you really don't care because you want it scuffed up. Okay, you're not worried about having inconsistent depth scratch marks. So hopefully that helps. Trying to match OEM clear coat shine on some alloy wheels. Have you used flattening agents on a clear coat to get a semi-gloss or satin sheen? And any recommendations on flattening agents? Yeah, I have used it in the past. Sherwin-Williams has them. PPG has them. It's just a flattening agent that you add to your clear coat. So you can look up those two brands. They got them. And yeah, you could try to match that sheen if you want. But just keep in mind, the more flat and matte you make paint, the less durable it is to the elements, okay? They can get scratch marks easier, they scuff easier, okay? So just keep that. That's why I don't like matte paint jobs too much, unless it's like a car show thing you're doing just for a car show, and then that's it, you know? But long-term, flat sucks, okay? Unless you're doing like a plasti dip paint where you could peel it off later. Dan, most paint in a can is frowned upon, but I'm going to be using rattle cans. Anyhow, thoughts on Duplicolor 1K Clear Extreme Gloss? I don't like it. I don't like any of them, Justin. If you're going to be getting a rattle can, go on eBay and get a product called Spray Max. It's a 2K. Do I have any? I had some. I don't know if I have any here. Do I have any Spray Max? I don't have any Spray Max here. It's probably in my container. But look up a product. There's a 2K clear coat that you can get. All right. I don't have it here. Okay, so just imagine this was a rattle can. There's a little button on the bottom. You push to release your activator. You shake it up, and it's a 2K clear coat in a can. Spray Max. Okay, it's like $25 a can. I've used it. It's good. Okay, it's not as good as spraying regular clear coat, but it's good. To scuff and repaint the same color, but there are plastics that are down, places that are down to metal. Should I sand and prime the whole truck? You don't have to do the whole truck. Just prime your metal areas. Okay, you never want to paint over metal directly. Okay, so you could even get the product Spray Max. They have a 2K filler primer that you could just use and prime. You could even do a 1K sealer over metal. Okay, so if you have some metal showing and you just want to get the job done in paint, you could do a 1K sealer right over that metal. It dries in like 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and you could put your base coat, no sanding required. So this is a pretty cool sealer, a 1K. You don't even add reducer. You don't do anything to it. It's like a cheat. It's like a can of cheat. It's a can of cheatness. All right. So you just shake it up really good. You mix it, put it in your spray gun. You shoot over the metal or the body filler, whatever. If it's last minute and you really want to paint, okay, no sanding. You let it dry, and then you could put your base coat right on top of it. You might want to check this out. You could probably do 2 fenders with 1 can, Justin. 2 fenders with 1 can. Okay, so if you're doing a whole car, you're going to need a lot of cans. Just keep that in mind. Okay, I mean, it might be cheaper. If you're going to be doing that, it's going to be cheaper to buy a gallon of clear coat and just spray regular damn clear coat on the car if you're doing the whole car. So just keep that in mind, because $25 for 16 ounces, I think it's 16. Dude. AIC, you doing some fleet work? Actually, yes, I'm doing my van. I'm doing my good van project with this single stage system. So I am going to be painting this damn huge ass Chevy Express van, partially outside and partially in my 2-car garage here at Paradise Garage. Okay, I got one little vent right there. I'm going to close it up. I'll probably do the sides in here. I will get a shitload of overspray. I know it, because single stage is the worst paint when it comes to overspray. Yeah, clear coat, you're going to get overspray, but single stage is nasty. You're going to be walking around sticking to the floor. Like, your shoes, your black shoes will turn gray or white. You know, but it is what it is. Is a gunmetal paint job hard to spray? Absolutely not. To me, I think the hardest color to spray is black, because your bodywork needs to be dead on. Your prep has to be dead on, because it will show every little imperfection and dust and whatever. White's probably the easiest to spray. White, easiest. Black, hardest. Red, most expensive due to the pigments and making the color, but not very hard to spray. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. Single stage, then adding a little single stage in the clear. Absolutely, yes. That was one of my father's tricks. I've done it a few times, and yeah, it gives it an extra gloss. You could even spray single stage, let it cure for 2-3 weeks, a month, or 2-3 months, whatever. Clean it down, scuff it with 1,000 grit, give or take. Anywhere from 800 to 1,000. If you're going over black or darker color, I would go 1,000 grit. But a lighter color, you can go a little coarser, 800 grit if you want. And then you could spray clear on top of that. Max Lizardi said, I love my Atom spray gun. They're basically, those you get, if you buy the X88, guys, the Atom X88, Blue Moon or Infinity, it comes with little plastic tabs that you put over here. That's for if you have 2 of the same guns and you want one for clear coat and one for base coat, and you're painting, you could color code them. They stick in these little holes here, so you know what gun is for what. That's what they're for. I don't use them with the pack. That's what it's for. Have a good one. Peace out.